what's up? Welcome to today's video. I'm Brian K, and today we're going to talk about how we can apply some intervallic goodness, right? Like harmonized intervals. Some may call them sixths because they can be looked at that way, but they can also be looked at in other ways. So we'll just say harmonized intervals off of the chord. But before we get into it, if you haven't done so already, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So those little things really do go a long way to help the help the channel continue to grow. And you can also check the links in my description for some other cool ways to help support me, help me keep bringing the content out here. Okay, with that said, let's get into today's video about these harmonized intervals, or some can call them sixths, right? Off of the chord tones. Okay, so let's see. Today's a key of A kind of day. A key of A major kind of day. So we're looking at a blues, right? The key of A, 12-bar blues, where we're looking at A chords, D chords, and E chords. All major chords of some kind. Those three chords, 1, 4, 5, 12-bar blues in the key of A, okay? So the shapes that we're going to be basing our harmonized intervals or sixths off of are going to be the big old major bar chord here for A at the 5th fret. Then you have the D major bar chord at the 5th fret and the E major bar chord, right? At the 5th fret. And at the 7th fret for the E major chord, okay? So the basic harmonized interval for the one chord, the A chord, right, is going to be this sixth or harmonized interval right here, right? Where I have the high E string at the 5th fret, right, the A note there, and then that 6th fret of the G string, which is basically the 3rd of the A major chord. So it's a root note and a 3rd, right? So an A note and a C sharp there, right? Those two notes for the one chord. Okay? For the 4 chord, for this D, we're looking at the D string at the 7th fret, and then we're skipping a string up to the B string at the 7th fret. We have these two notes right here, which are technically the 5th and the 3rd of this D major bar chord. Okay? And this is going to be moved up a whole step, yes, you guessed it, for the 5 chord, right, for the E. So that's going to move up here to the 9th fret of the same two strings, the D string and the B string, to outline the same two notes of the E major chord, the 5th of the chord and the major 3rd for the E major chord, right? So those intervals, one chord, the A, which is saying basically that interval is saying, hey, I'm implying A major, and then you have these two notes implying the D major and the E major. And you may be noticing that these sound kind of familiar, right? We've heard these types of things used before. Right? Guys like Steve Cropper, Cornell Dupree, right? Really big on like these intervallic distances that are basically right off of the chord shape. So we're using the chord to help us out here, okay? And you can do these things with really any chord shape that you can see. You can pick intervals out and you can choose to, say those intervals in some harmonized fashion off of the chord changes, but we're just keeping it real simple with just major chord shapes, nothing tricky, nothing too crazy, that you can start pulling in right away. So, these are going to be in the context of a 12 bar, and we're going to hear some audio examples so you can hear, see and hear how these things sound when you're using them in real time. But, we'll be using like our major pentatonic scales, minor pentatonic, blues scale, right? These ideas will work if you kind of just sprinkle them in to those scales as you're using them to improvise over your blues, okay? So let's check it out. and see, like, what's this stuff sound like when we're using it, right? Let's go. So as we can hear, right, these add a lot more variety into the scalar lines we can, play when we're improvising over a 12-bar blues. They offer us some more expression and some different avenues to explore as we're rocking out on our blues. And these can be applied, of course, to country, to rock, to funk, lots of different styles, but they'll certainly sound awesome over your blues shenanigans. Okay, until next time, stay awesome, enjoy this concept, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.